Squatch America, gonna get it right.
And we still can't hear it out of the soundbar. We've got the headphones cranked all the way up. Yeah, Lee, audio and video is choppy.
Huh. I don't know what.
The video should be fine.
I think
it's fine on our end.
On our end says it's working fine. So,
yeah, Lee, you wanna update to Windows 11 pretty fast.
Yeah. So sorry about the choppiness. I hope things are getting better. So anyway, moving right along. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
I got no energy for that today. I got no energy to be funny today. Scott's voice isn't connected.
What? Hello. Testing 1, 2, 3. I'll turn it up and see what happens.
Video and audio both 5x5 now.
Okay, thank you. All right. Talk, Hannah.
Hello. Hello.
Okay, we turn the mics up a little bit.
My friend.
All right,
hello.
Here we go. Oh my gosh, what
Just
a disaster tonight.
To let you know.
Okay. All right, so we are
exhausted.
Up early this morning, thunderstorm that we weren't prepared for, so we had to get up and bring in the awning and all a bunch of stuff. So anyway, we're running with it. Thanks, Jay. And
hello, Mark from New Mexico.
Hello, Mark from New Mexico, and Michelle and Lee and
Mark from Australia, and Renee and Wolf Hunter and
Lee.
Pappy's here. Daniel Tucker's here.
Stacy.
Janice, Stacy, Jay. I was once engaged to a guy named Jay. Long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Yep.
All right, Galen, nice to see you, Smurf.
All right, so yeah, as you've seen in the title, we wanted to talk about tonight is we no longer believe in Bigfoot.
Da, da, da. Is that what you were waiting for?
I was waiting for something. And so before we go into next week,
hi Rick.
Before we go into next week, and we're in our 200th episode, is what we're talking about is the meaning of the word believe. I really hate that word believe when it comes to Bigfoot and science and stuff like that. I don't believe in Bigfoot. I know they exist. It's not a belief for me. So that's what we're going to. Yeah, we're coming up next week.
Next week is the 200th episode. You're going to come for pate.
Yes. Next week, you'll want to be here for the party. We'll be giving tons of gifts away. And surprise, special guest is you.
Yep. Wear your party clothes. Turn your cameras on.
Yep. We are going to jump into
I might even bake a cake.
There we go. Or at least a cookie. Anyway. But so we'll be giving a lot of stuff away, actually. We got it all figured out. So, and then we'll have a link so you guys can jump on or call in if you want. And we're just going to talk with you guys.
And by that time, you'll have the sound and the lights all figured out.
Have it all figured out by then. Oh my gosh, I thought I had it figured out. So anyway, so tonight what we're going to do is we're going to talk about, and I know I've talked about it a million times and you guys are going to get sick of hearing this, but we're going to talk about and go into the little detail of that I don't think I've went into before on our live show about, are you ready for this? My sighting. So we're going to talk about the day that I went from 99%
believing
sure these things existed.
Believing.
Not believing.
You had examined the evidence and found it credible.
That's the words.
Just credibling.
I was credibling up to like 99% because of the footprint evidence, hair samples, and all that other stuff that I had been collecting for years. And then when I had my sighting, I went from 99% sure they exist to 100% sure they exist.
That is a very nice MASH font, isn't it? I've been having the craziest yen to binge watch the entire series. I think it's because didn't Houlihan just no, she's still around, right?
She's still around.
But anyway, I saw that old cast photo circulating Facebook, and it got all nostalgic. I think MASH was actually my very first grown-up series sitcom that I ever watched.
What was Hot Lips' real name?
Loretta Swit.
Loretta Swit.
Hey,
and we actually got to meet her.
Sort of.
Yeah.
It was sort of
in an airport.
January 1998.
Yeah, she was getting off a plane that we were getting onto. It was kind of fun.
And we just kind of side-eyed her.
Yes, it was two ships that passed in the night.
We nodded at her, and she nodded at us, and that was the end of that.
Like, she goes, "Oh, please!" She had that look in her eye. "Oh, please, no autographs, no stuff. I just want to get off the plane," So we didn't bug her. So, anyway, yes, that's the stencil font. In case you wanted to know, it's what we used in the military to stencil everything too. That's why it's the MASH font. So
I know the words to that song, by the way.
I know. So,
and you can't use it on YouTube because you will get so da 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 da.
All right, so I'm gonna get my laser pen going here. Where's my laser pen? Laser pointer. There we go. Look at that laser pointer going. And then let's get into this. For those of you who are new and haven't seen this before, and for you old folks, just hang on. In April 2018, near Baker City, Oregon, in a place called, oh my gosh, the word just went out of my head. You go up
Marble Creek.
Marble Creek. You go up Miners Creek Road, and then it turns into Marble Creek Road, and then you go up, and you can actually drive over the mountain up to 10,000 feet. Actually, you need a good four-wheel drive to do this, even in the summer. Oh, you can't do it in the winter, too much snow, but in the summer, you can go over the mountain to Sumter. So, hey, Doug Morrison's here.
Doug, I just saw him pop on.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to be talking about the day I went from credibling, not believing, but credibling, to knowing. So this was the blurry Bigfoot photo I took in 2018. Now, there's some things here that are different. This is not me taking pictures in the woods and picking faces out. This is me seeing this face moving all by itself. And to give you an idea of why we always get these blurry freaking pictures of Bigfoot, is because it's frightening to believe that there's an out of focus monster in the woods. And no.
If you've read the book, you know exactly who coined that phrase.
Yeah. So no, it's we're going to show you this. In fact, I'm going to make it a little bit.
Yes, Wolf Hunter, we have actual evidence. We have actual photographic evidence.
We're going to get into this and why this one particular photo is not pareidolia, and how we're going to back it up with that. So here's what I saw in real life. I made it bigger so you can see.
This is what he was actually looking at.
This is what I was looking at in the forest.
Now, if you were just looking at that on a still day with nothing moving, what would you see? You would see that, right?
Yeah, you would see this. But I didn't just see this, and I'll tell you why I didn't just see this. It's because what stopped me dead in my tracks, standing in this exact position where I took this photo, was a smell that stopped me dead in my tracks. One I had never smelled before in my life. One I probably will never smell again. but hopes one day maybe, but I doubt it. Usually these Bigfoot sightings are a once in a lifetime event. So I smelt the smell. I did not see a Bigfoot until I grunted into the woods.
Go ahead, do it.
I was trying to figure out where the smell was coming from, and I've heard the stories, and I knew what Bigfoot's supposed to smell like, and it is disgusting. So I just off into the woods and went, "Argh!"
That's not how you demonstrated.
No,
it. That's
like
better.
that into the woods, and it mimicked me. It growled back at me. So at that point is when my eyes kind of honed in on where the sound came from, and I saw movement. I saw a creature bobbing side to side, and so that's what I saw. Now I'm going to show you. This picture's going to start moving, and
you're going to see why it's always blurry.
Why it's always blurry. This is the actual photo I took with my 35 millimeter Canon camera.
Quick.
It was, no, that's not it. Gosh darn it. I hate this technology crap. That should be going, I hope.
It's not going. We're having a technology.
Oh my gosh, what's wrong with my world today?
That's not actually. Do you need to?
Hold on.
Lee, did you know that he did not know? He did not know I wrote that afterward until after it was published. He had no idea. I snuck it in there. Like the stealth witch I am.
Pause. Play. Come on, computer. I hate changing stuff on my computer.
Anyway, so
hold on, I'm going to make this work. Talk amongst yourselves.
So, yes.
Please hold.
So, who has, besides Lee, who has actually read the book? I'll tell you what, I'm going to go into this show on my phone, and we'll chat here. You'll see me pop up as the wild. What? You'll see me pop up here in a minute as the Wild Squatch. That is my YouTube moniker. The Wild Squatch. Those of you who know. Here we go. The Wild Squatch. Those of you. All right. So, yes, like I said, I'm a stealth witch. It's true. Okay. So, all right. So, Lee, what was your favorite part of the book? That wasn't the afterword, because the afterword was the best part. Telling you. It was heartfelt and tender.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh my gosh, this is crazy. All right. And so far, Amazon is telling me that we have sold 8 copies of the book online. Please go buy the copy of your book today. No spoilers, please. Get to reading it. It's only like 80 pages. It's an easy read. And it's a good size font. It's not itty bitty. So, Stacy, yeah, read the foreword. Well, the foreword is, God bless his heart. The foreword's a little hard to get through. But the afterword is awesome.
Yeah.
And by the way, my book is in process. It's not about Bigfoot. Oh, now I can't even see what people are doing.
There you go.
All right. What do y'all want to talk about?
Yeah, apparently it wasn't what I wanted to talk about tonight.
Could you find the moving one?
I'm working on it. No, this is supposed to be working, but I just started everything all over again.
All right, let's try it again. Page 42 summary. I'll have to look that up. I don't remember what's on page 42. It's not going. How about proof that Bigfoot does exist, but I haven't found any evidence other than the PG film? Well, let's talk. We're trying to demonstrate why it's so hard to get proof.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's describe it. Let's describe it like we're talking to blind people, all right? Because blind people would not be able to see this zoom in.
Right.
So let's talk about it. He is standing approximately 200 feet,
Okay.
not just 200 feet away, but 200 feet away and up. What was the angle of that hill?
Hmm.
I mean, you're looking down into a wooded ravine, correct?
Yep.
200 feet up and away. And I can barely see it. Why don't you take your little red marker and circle where the face is?
Now it's not letting me.
Not letting you what? Marker it up?
Oh, there we go. Yeah. So
Get your pen.
here's what we're gonna do. Okay, the Bigfoot is actually right there.
Now, can you actually see that? That's the picture that he came home with at 1 in the morning and woke me up to show me.
Yeah. So to give you an idea, oh wait a minute, I might try one more. Can I try one more thing to try to get this? Well, okay, we'll skip it. Never mind. So to give you an idea of where this was, where I was standing, I marked where I was standing. We put a laser on a tripod right there where I was where I was standing, where I was holding my camera. We put the laser at the same height. We shot the laser down through the trees to see exactly where this head was at. So then we used a handheld rangefinder, and we put my grandson down there, and we measured to his head about where this was. So this hill was 32 degrees downslope, and it was 165 feet to this log. And then where the head was, and I can tell you I know where the head was because we have footprints standing where this was standing. It was 40 feet behind that log. So we determined that the creature I got the picture of was 6 feet tall. To give you an idea, this log right here that you can barely see, if we could zoom in on it, but anyway, there's a log right there, is this log right here. The Bigfoot was standing 44 feet behind that log. So my camera focused on, the autofocus was on these tree limbs here.
165 plus 44. What am I supposed to do? Math now?
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I think that's 209, isn't it? Okay, but
I think so.
yeah. So anyway, where it was standing, we found footprints. And then if we go back to my little illustration here, these footprints went up this hill here, right there. From where it was standing, it took steps and went right up that hill. So that's this side. This, see this slope coming down this way? Well, there's another slope that goes right back up this way. You can't see it through the trees there, but so it was up that slope right there. So after a few seconds of us getting one picture, I got my camera up, I got one picture, and then we heard a whistle up in the woods up here, and then when this face out of this thing here disappeared, it kind of like turned and went up this hill, which is right there. So where it went up the hill, we found 9-inch footprints with these 16-inch footprints next to them. And so here's a photo of Hannah and I doing science. And well, she's doing Vanna White. I'm doing science. So we cast a very bad cast of this juvenile footprint. And the reason I want to say it's a bad cast is because if you notice how steep this is even steeper than that 32 degrees. I think this is more like a 45, if I remember right.
That's about 45.
Yeah. The problem with it is the casting material wouldn't stay in the footprint because it just run out of down the hill. So we mixed this one really thick, and I had to keep swiping it up to keep it in the thing until it set up. And this was even steeper. The adult footprint, which is right here, was even steeper, and there was no way I could get that footprint. So if you look over here, this is the juvenile footprint after we took the cast out, and then this here is the adult footprint. Here's a close-up of it. You can see that there's toes here, and then these toes were kind of squished up underneath the mud that kind of flaked over it. But you can see the mid-tarsal break right here, and then the hill that comes down around here.
Yeah, Jay says, why don't you click on Jay's comment? It's a good comment. Jay says, movement and shadows in the woods hide these big boys. Yes, they do. They add another sense like smell. They start giving themselves away. When they run by someone at 15 feet away, it's proven. Yeah, it's true. and I'm telling you what, when we had one push a tree down in front of us,
yeah,
even though,
that's another one.
Yeah.
So, or throw a rock at you. Actually, later on, and I wasn't going to talk about it, but it's actually in this. Oh wait, the videos won't play. So never mind. Anyway, so to give you an idea, this hill, going up this hill here, where you saw me taking that measurement from up here to this here. So the first step from where they were on the ground right here, the first step was 5 feet to here. Then we had the juvenile step was 5 feet also.
But you can really see the difference in size.
Yeah. And then the second step for the adult was right here, the second footprint. And the third footprint was up here with 4 feet. So it was 6 feet, kind of a side upward. So step, it went up about maybe 2 feet, but it went sideways 6. And then it took another 4 foot print step right here because that was kind of near. And the next print was up over the top of the hill. This is like right here's the top of the hill. And then it kind of starts to level out up there. And then it was into basically brush and forest loam, which was mostly all pine needles and stuff. So, and fir needles. So there were no footprints after that. This muddy part we were just lucky with.
Yes. Wolf Hunter says it's kind of hard to make a cast going up a hill. It is a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
That was a really hard cast to get.
Yeah, I have failed more times doing that than I've succeeded.
And that stuff there was, as you know, if you can see, he's built a dam around it, and and it was also raining that day. Yeah. It was a horrible day to be out there, and we kept having to swipe the stuff up to keep it from rolling back. Mm-hmm. And when you see the original cast that we have, you can see
and how thick it was.
Yeah, it was so thick. You could see where the plaster kept trickling down. This was after it finally started to set.
Yeah.
But it took 20 minutes of just always swiping it back up.
So, and another thing we found was there's like a scrape mark from the toe, like from this toe here, in the mud right here. And I thought that was really interesting because we never saw another juvenile track after the first one. Had the one on the ground and the one up here. The one on the ground we couldn't cast either. It was washed, pretty much washed away. It was underwater. But what my speculation is, the mother took the first step right here, stepped across either in front of or behind the juvenile. I don't know which side he was. And the only other thing you got was this toe scrape right here. Either she picked him up and tossed him up here in the trees, or he climbed up on her back and she carried him the other 2 steps, because his footprints ended, vanished, poof, right there. Hers went on up the hill.
I think based on the toe scrape, she grabbed him by his ear and threw him. Because mamas are mamas, no matter what species they are, right?
Yeah.
Lee, Janice, Michelle, Renee, don't cross us. We'll grab you by your ear and give you a good toss.
So this was the photograph I took. And it's not a Bigfoot. There's rules. It's not a Bigfoot unless there's a red circle around it. So once I got home, I showed Hannah this photo. This is what I was really excited about. And then it wasn't until later when we noticed that there was 2 sets of footprints that I started speculating there was one standing behind it. And lo and behold, I mean, this is almost a year later that I
think it was like, no, it was more than that. It was, give me a minute. It was like 5 years later.
Yeah, that I
it
really
was 2018 to 2023.
Yeah, until we started finding places that could do a little enhancement on the blurry photo. Until I always, this where the red circle is now, this is always kind of, I blew it off as just shadow and stuff. But then I started looking at it even closer, and I could see where the mouth and the nose and the eyes were.
Can really see a family resemblance there, can't you?
Yeah.
He looks like his mother.
Yeah. And then we were able in when was this?
It was 2020. No, 20.
No, we got the enhanced.
Well, the She Squatchers are the ones who confirmed it for us, because they took one look at our picture and they said, "Hey, you got two Bigfoot there." And then in 2020, no, that was 2022. 2023 is when Jesus enhanced it for us.
Yeah, and then we found somebody with some high tech who enhanced this photo for us. So this is what it looks like now.
That's the enhanced version.
This is the enhanced version of it. So you can actually see you got the juvenile here, which he was 6 foot tall. I think the other one was bent over to be able to see up through the opening to see what the juvenile was looking at. Juveniles actually was looking directly at my camera.
And that's why the juvenile did not climb on Mama's back.
And then there was that whistle off in the woods. So I think there's a third one who whistled, and then these 2 walked up that hill.
He wants everyone to know that Mama has a butt chin.
Okay, does she?
Yep.
All right. Actually,
chin.
Now it's a Bigfoot. Okay.
They're both big feet.
Yeah.
They're both Bigfoot.
Bigfoot or big feet. That will go down in the annals of time.
One Bigfoot, many Bigfoot.
Yeah.
We established that a long time ago.
Did we?
Yes, we did, on a show. Don't you remember?
Yeah. So that was my sighting. Ba-da-ba. So
we should probably show a commercial now. We're over halfway in after 20 minutes of trying to get the computer to work.
It's ridiculous. Actually, what we want to talk about is
introducing Squatch Off, the all-natural bug spray made for Bigfoot hunters and outdoor adventurers, formulated to disrupt insect hormones, making you invisible to pets.
Oh my gosh.
Introducing Squatch Off, the all-natural bug spray made for Bigfoot hunters and outdoor adventurers, formulated to disrupt insect hormones, making you invisible to pests. No harsh chemicals, just nature working for you. Repel the bugs, not the Bigfoot. Stay bite-free, naturally. Join our Indiegogo campaign today.
All right, so that's all wrong because the Indiegogo campaign ended like a week ago. And by the way, all of you who backed us, thank you, thank you, thank you. There's a little namaste for you to Namasquatch. Anyway, and we are packaging things.
Yeah, in fact, we got to package. I'll probably get them out
Friday.
Probably tomorrow or Friday.
No, Friday. Friday on our way out of town.
Yeah.
Because we're going to Bigfoot Festival for funsies this weekend.
Yeah, not guest speaking or setting up a booth. We're just gonna go.
We buckled down and we bought tickets.
We bought tickets like everybody else.
And rented a hotel room. The dog's going to doggy daycare.
Yeah.
Anyway, but so the Indiegogo campaign is over, and so the special pricing is over. Sorry if you missed it, but you can go to squatchamerica.com. Just go to that page, click on the bottle of Squatch Off, and it will take you right to our store, and we will send you your very own bottle of Squatch Off. And so there are. Let's see what Doug Morrison has to say. There are no other beings in the forests of North America other than humans that can or do throw rocks, especially large ones. Yep, you don't see a bear throwing a rock.
Yeah, true story.
So.
I agree.
Although, I wonder if an armadillo can throw a rock.
I don't think an armadillo can.
Can I show them my funny footage from today?
You could.
Do you want to see my funny footage? We're discovering all of the here. Oh. This is going to be hard to see. But this is what we saw today. Nope, it screwed up. All right, maybe next week we'll show you funny footage. But Daisy has discovered armadillos.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Danny Weeks from Southern Sierras are here. All right. So get to the point, honey. You've been hovering.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm done.
Oh, so
SquatchAmerica.com. You'll see Squatch Off right there. Go buy some. You'll need some. Really. Even I need some because now the mosquitoes think I'm food.
Yeah.
Mike Prine said one hit him with a rock, he stepped out and swayed back and forth. They do that.
Yep.
I have no idea what you're trying to do here. What are you trying to accomplish?
I'm rustling through this stuff real quick. All
right. What else do we have to talk about?
Well, that was my sighting, and that's what I wanted to talk about.
Is we don't believe in Bigfoot. We know.
We know because I've had an experience. So
you didn't tell me how to come prepared with song and dance tonight.
No, I was trying to get to. I don't know why this isn't playing the videos. I am so upset with that. Like that's a video there, and it's not even registering as a video. Okay. So anyway, I wanted to show you the second time I got a photo.
Oh, thank you, Jay. I wonder who got the 5 members.
No, the people who are not members can jump on that if you know how that works.
Okay. If you need a membership, go grab it now.
Go grab it now. Yep. Thank you very much, Jay.
Hey, give him the bloop.
Oh, yeah, we got a thing for that. If the video works.
Well, it'll work from here.
So.
Can you find? You keep passing it. There.
All right.
You got confetti, Jay.
You got confetti. Thank you very much.
We're just having a night.
We are. So this is the second time I possibly got a picture of a Bigfoot.
Possibly meaning that we're not quite
I'm
sure.
not quite sure. But
Oh, that's actually the clearest I've noticed it before, though.
yeah.
It's like I think I got the right angle now. It's kind of like, you know, like those 3D photos where you got to be looking at just right, and then once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah. So it was back in here, and this was right after we had a rock thrown at us.
And it was the same day the tree got pushed over,
Yeah,
right?
and I don't think I put the picture in here, but I do have a picture of me standing in the same place, taking the same picture, and that's not there. There's a blow up of it.
Very blurry.
Yeah, this one I haven't got enhanced, but that's the only other time we possibly got a photo. Now I can't verify this one because I don't have the footprints. The only thing I know is that just a few moments prior to me getting this photo was a rock dinging off a tree right next to us. So,
and here, use your pointer and show them the eyes and the nose. And
well, I think these are the there
eyes.
And there are the eyes, like here, and then you got the nose there. And then, but you can see the cone head right here on it.
The next picture's better,
Yeah.
I think.
So you can see that how big this coney head here is.
And if you look at the nose, you can see the texture change.
Yeah, you can almost see the nostrils underneath here, and the eyes. They look like the eyes are closed. I might cut it.
And oh, you know what?
What?
Mouth right there.
Yeah, it's
faint.
It's faint,
but
covered up.
yeah. Oh,
But these are, I mean, these two pictures, my original photo and this one's 5 years apart and 400 miles apart. So
maybe even 6 years apart.
Yeah.
I think this was 2024, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So 6 years apart.
6 years
Six
apart.
and a half years apart.
Yeah. The other one I took in Eastern Oregon in the Blue Mountains, the original ones we showed you, that one is near Baker City, Oregon, in the Blue Mountains, and part of the Blue Mountains called the Elkhorns. And then this here is in the Cascade Mountains near Crater Lake. The other corner of the state almost. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, we're missing.
All right. You can keep going down a little bit. Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, hopefully we will get some awesome pictures in Wisconsin. We're really
we're looking forward to going out with. We're taking 13 vets, or 15 if you count me and Lee.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be taking some military vets out in the woods looking for Bigfoot at the end of May.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So I'm trying. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
You need to get to know your computer all over again.
I have to learn my freaking computer. Just going from 10 to 11. Oh yeah, and we're going out with CAPS, the Cryptids, Anomalies, and Paranormal Team Society. Like almost 2 weeks before that, we're going out with them, and it'll be us. Speaking of which, we can just do this.
Let's do that. Let's give them another commercial. Why not?
We'll be going out with these guys. Poof.
Wisconsin Cryptids, Anomalies, and Paranormal Convention, CapCon. Saturday, May 10th at the Doubletree by Hilton, 150 South Nicollet Road in Appleton, Wisconsin. And I believe the tickets are sold out, but for $5, you can stream it.
Live, yeah, on Saturday.
That's less than his Mexican Mocha Breve.
Yeah, so Friday But Friday there's a VIP dinner, which I think is also sold out, and we're going to be going on a Bigfoot outing that night. I think there's going to be 3 teams. I think the Caps team is one group, and Stacy Brown Jr. is going to be taking a group, and we are going to be taking a group. So, and I think you can choose which group you want to go with. So,
so that's that.
That's that. So if you want to come see us live, or we can't, I don't know. You might check and see if somebody like canceled tickets or whatever. You might want to check that. And then, of course, the book we were talking about, this is it. There's a link in the description below if you want to go check out my new book that just came out
a week ago.
Yes,
it's only $11.99 or $8.99 for the Kindle version. I'm a big Kindle reader.
Yeah. Yep. And then, like I said, this is the group we're going out with. The Fallen Outdoors is the group that we take veterans out Bigfooting, and the Fallen Outdoors actually takes veterans out hunting, fishing, and camping, and we take them out camping and Bigfooting.
And by the way, at the Wisconsin Festival, we will have
Fallen Outdoor t-shirts with
very special ones
with this logo on it.
Yep. And they will not be making those t-shirts again.
Nope.
So you're going to want to get one now.
Yep.
Good. I was watching the dog.
So there we go. And I'm still mad about this video not working.
Sounds like a question for ChatGPT.
It does. Like, fix my computer. See, it's not even registering that this is a video.
Okay, well, what else do we have for these 4 people? Or are we going to let them go early because we're wasting their time now?
No. How about a little Q&A? Let's go.
VIP dinner is sold out. Convention still is available.
Okay. Thank
you,
Lee.
But buy your
She's
tickets
our
now.
boots on the ground in that area.
Yes.
So.
And the ghost investigation is sold out too.
All right. So the VIP dinner is sold out. There are tickets available for the convention if you want to come see us live. I will be speaking. I can't remember what time, but they told me that day. But then Hannah and I will be at a booth all day, so you can come hang out. We're going to have copies of the book if you want us to sign them, and
we'll have our own t-shirts. We'll have all sorts of stuff, surprise stuff. So bring cash.
Yep.
Is the front of a footprint deep or the back of the front?
The front is. It's always there's 3 levels though to the footprints, because I've talked about this. The foot comes down flat, and then it bends in the middle, and then it comes off the toes. So usually the heel and the back half is not as deep as the front half, because when it bends in the middle, it pushes down a little bit further. And then when it lifts its toes up, the foot comes straight up in the air. So the toes are usually the deepest. And one of the best casts that really shows that is the Patterson-Gimlin cast from 1967. And I have a copy of one, well, not right here, but that shows that the best.
Okay, so, and Janice, you got it right. As soon as we all log off, it's going to work beautifully.
Yes, exactly.
On our sitting cast, girl. We don't have the genitalia cast. We got pictures of a genitalia cast.
We got pictures of it, and I've seen it in real life.
Yes, and it's a little weird.
Yeah.
I don't think it looks exactly like human female genitalia. I think, and I'm not that I'm an anatomy expert, but I know what girly parts look like, right? And the way that I see the female genitalia print, it allows for the passage of a more developed head than a human woman's would. That is a completely uneducated hypothesis.
Yeah.
So. Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
What, Jay? You don't want to look at the Bigfoot girly part genitalia?
No.
So
So
anyway, where is
that print?
that genitalia print? It is actually it was
Actually the cast or a copy of the original cast is in
Cliff's,
Cliff Barackman's museum in Boring, Oregon.
but the original came from
Washington.
yeah, it's the Saskatchewan group out of Ocean Shores.
Ocean Shores. They have the
Sandy
original.
Nelson.
Sandy Nelson has the original one.
Yeah.
That's up there in the Grays Harbor area where you got all the Grays Harbor Bigfoot prints and stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's what I thought, Lee. Between the larger torso, allowing for more development of a fetus, and I don't know how to describe it, but just when I looked at that print and I saw how the opening was shaped, it was, I want to say that almost had a hinge like what I thought was again, I'm not educated like an OBGYN or something, but it almost seemed that it had more of a hinge type apparatus than just an expansion.
yeah.
I could be totally wrong. I'm not saying that is what it is, but that's what I came to, is like, here's why they can have bigger babies.
Yeah.
I am literally getting car sick with you moving screens all over the place. Was it from the Skookum impression? I have no idea.
No, it wasn't. And the Skookum was laying on its side, actually. This one is actually a butt print taken out of the Olympics, I believe.
Yeah. Ocean Shores is right off the Olympics.
Right off, yeah, this is just south of the Olympics. This was actually found, I believe, in the Olympics, up there where Shane Corson and all those guys hang out. You want to type in that?
I don't know.
Bigfoot, but whatever the
Bigfoot butt print
cast.
Print cast.
Hit enter.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if I can find it. There it is.
Well, we've got a couple of them.
This is the one right there.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't think is that Sandy's?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't, that shows the butt. It doesn't show the genitalia.
No, this is the one that's in Cliff's right there.
I know, but I don't think that's Sandy's. I don't think that's a copy of Sandy's.
It is. It's right there.
All right. Well, you wax profound about it then.
I have no idea about waxing profound about it.
But we'll show them a picture.
I'm getting there, so I can.
All right. We're going to show you Bigfoot butt.
Oh my gosh. I can't even run this new stuff. I mean, I literally just got this uploaded like yesterday. So,
and you should have heard the kvetching and moaning
that
went along with updating all of his stuff. By the way, I bought something to prevent that. We got to make sure it's on your computer. I bought the driver update from Norton.
Oh, okay.
So that it will automatically do that.
All right.
He hadn't updated anything since he first put in the system. So. Local Squatch is from Colorado. Home of the Durango dummy in a Bigfoot costume.
No.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah, but. Oh my gosh, I can't. There we go. So, give me a second here.
Oh my goodness. You guys are more patient than I am.
Mm-hmm.
There's no making that side pretty.
I know.
All right. You know what I like about that one? You can really kind of see hair on it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, here you go. Here's a picture of a Bigfoot bud. There you go.
Yep. So this is the back hole, and this is the other one. It's from the female.
Now, you will never be.
It does look like a toilet seat, but it's not.
And there you go.
Because you can actually see all the hair. I can't, on my bigger screen, I can see that. But you can see all the hair right here.
Cast it as a toilet seat and reproduction and mass produce.
Yeah. There we go.
That's so gross.
Turn away, children. Yes. Sorry about that.
It's very important that you know what parts mean, boys and girls. Get out the laser pointer.
Yeah, I am not laser pointing this, but yeah, but you can see in this area here and over here, you can see all this here is all, if I can't zoom in on it, but is all hair.
But that's not Sandy's. That's a different one. It's not Sandy's print. Sandy's print didn't have all the hair on it.
Right. This is actually Paul Freeman's.
Yeah. Yeah, that is not the female genital. Yeah, I mean, what we saw was similar, but it was more front part more childbirth area centric than butthole centric.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway.
So
well, you know they are hairy creatures.
Uh-huh.
Squat America.
Great. That's just great.
Uh,
I'm just going to try to see if I can blow this up so you can see
the hair.
the hair. There we go.
All right, we're going to give you a close-up of the hair.
Yeah.
Not the other parts.
Not
you don't
the other
need
parts. Yeah, we're skipping that part. But this is the
So we have exaggerated American we honor the exaggerated American pretense of morality.
Yeah.
Okay. There's my political statement for the night.
So this is, you can actually see all the hair in the buttocks cheek. This is yeah, you can literally see every strand of hair.
Okay.
Okay.
That was thrilling.
That was thrilling. I'm glad you liked it. Yeah.
That is hair. And just to think, our kind shaves its women when they go in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's funny, Locke. He said he knows some dudes who are hairy like that.
Yeah, true.
No, Renee, she doesn't shave.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I've decided that if my leg hair ever grows back, I'm not shaving it ever again, too.
Yeah. So there's that.
All right. So
that was fun.
All right. Well, that's the end of this very painful evening, folks.
Wonder if is that the other one you were talking about?
No, that's from Georgia.
Oh. How many butt prints do we have of Bigfoot?
Obviously, quite a few.
Oh.
All right. We got 2 minutes now, so we better tell these people goodnight so they're not just hanging around wondering what other kind of ridiculous
stuff we can make up as we're going along.
Right.
Yes. So anyway, that's me going from not believing in Bigfoot to knowing Bigfoot is a real thing. So
So, with that said, Forrest Rump.
You guys are awesome.
Make sure you guys come back next week. We do have next week pretty much all planned out, and there are going to be some surprises that even this guy doesn't know about.
What?
You're going to have to wait.
Remember, next week is our 200th live show, and I promise you it'll be better than this one. I've been working on it for like 2 weeks. I've got a PowerPoint that doesn't have video in it, and I'm going to figure that out, and I don't know why nothing worked for me. Oh, I do know why. Because my computer updated, and I don't know how to work it anymore. So
Forrest Rump, I like it. So, with that said, go back to the buttons.
Back to the buttons.
With that said, remember that our job is to investigate the unexplained.
Not to explain the uninvestigated.
So please do us a solid, like this pathetic video, and share it out there. I wanted to read off the stats really quick because we are almost to 3,500 subs.
Yep.
And I know doesn't seem like too close. Oh, we got 3,390 tonight. Woo! Thank you guys. Woo, woo, woo. See, almost 30. We're 10 subs away from 3,400. And then it'll be only 100 away from 3,500. And then it will only be 6,500 away from 10,000. And when do you get your silver button?
100,000. So we're a ways from that. But we've been plugging away for
5 years.
5 years. So here we go. Bigfoot isn't a big niche on the internet.
No.
So, but anyway, we appreciate each and every one of you folks. And we already did the thing. So,
by the way, Wolf Hunter, we're not trying to prove the existence of Bigfoot.
No, we know they exist, and we know that
you can take it or leave it.
You can take it or leave it. We're not trying to. What we're trying to do at this point, as a cultural anthropologist,
and as a sociologist,
we're trying to figure out their culture and how they live and why they live and where they live. Well, we know most of that, but anyway, so that's it.
All right, we will see you next week. So,
and like Lee said, subscribe, like, and share.
Yep, you keep watching.
And we'll keep squatching.
Now, go out and find Bigfoot. You're supposed to say that.
Oh, go out and find Bigfoot. I was supposed to say
that damn Sasquatch.
They're squatching, they're searching, they're cracking some jokes. It's Scott and Hannah, your Bigfoot folks. From campground to forest, they're keeping